Jalen Law.
I'm here. I'm glad to be here.
Finally.
I gotta say this. I've been waiting to be on this blue couch. I've been following this series. Let me tell you something. I've been imagining how I'm gonna sit on the couch, how we gonna talk, how we gonna keep it real, and talk. I just want to do art things with my art friends.
We are so delighted to have you and very, very happy to be working with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, a little bit about Jalen. So, I'm an artist. I've always been an artist. I've always been a creator at heart. If you ask my brother James, we're 12 years apart, but we look just alike. He told me at age 2, I was on the floor drawing circles.
Wow.
And he was very impressed. Because the circles to him looked, pretty well established. But I've been, that journey of drawing those circles speaks highly of my process and my evolution as an artist. I wouldn't be here today without the backing of my grandfather, James Arthur Law.
Talk to us about your grandfather.
Absolutely. He was born in Thomasville, Georgia. Came from Thomasville to Buffalo after World War II, because he was in the service, and had a family. Sometimes he was like that. He kept me firmly grounded in finding understanding when I didn't feel like I fit in certain things. When his health started declining towards like 97, 98, and 99, when he passed away, I felt like I lost a piece of confidence. He was the external representation of being confident and being sure of yourself, because he was the person I can go to. Yeah. And that really, to a degree, affected my development as an artist. I didn't walk away from art. I still continued to draw, because that was one of the things that kept me connected to him. But how I saw things, my lens, if I had glasses, my lens was foggy, because I never lost that confidence. What I failed to recognize in that moment, everything that he gave me was still in me. It's just that he wasn't physically here anymore. But anyway, when I came along, I used to carry this toy suitcase, and that toy suitcase used to have my notes, my script for my story, my notebook, my pens and pencils and markers. And one day he saw me with that, and I used to carry around. I used to write notes of things he would say, and he was like, he recognized early on that there was something there. And he really made it a point to encourage my family to cultivate those things in me. And in moments when I didn't feel understood, or I didn't know what was going on internally, he in his own southern way would guide me in my development and become the projection of confidence that I would need to be successful. I think he was an artist in his way of inspiring people, from my personal experience. In terms of drawing and painting, I'm not too sure. But when it came to being able to recognize potential and have a discernment, that was his art. And those were the things that he gave me in my early upbringing. And I latched onto that deeply. Yeah.
I want to go back to something, though. You said you were little with a briefcase and your script for your story. So tell me about that, about the script for the story and the briefcase.
So it was a Fisher-Price construction briefcase. So it was like that real hard plastic blue, but it had little gray latches where you can flick up like a briefcase.
I know exactly
and open
what
up.
you're talking about.
I used to carry that thing all around with me, man. And I would carry all of my creative content that I needed for the day to create and develop, stories or portraits or cartoons and things of that nature. And a lot of my stories were based upon, children-like themes, like using your imagination or being a superhero. Those are the things that really piqued my interest, and during those early stages of my career. And so, so what I would do, my mom worked, or still works, for a bank called M&T Bank in Buffalo. And so she used to come home with some supplies, right? So she used to come home with the hole puncher, and my dad used to save the twist ties. So when I got done producing the story, I would put all the pages together, right? they would punch the holes, and then I would twist it up with the twist tie, so it would be a full, you know, book cover and a back end cover, and I would, you know, yeah.
Dude, do you still have any of those things?
Actually, yes.
Oh my God, I would love to see something.
My
like that.
parents, I swear, I don't think they ever threw anything out that I had, whether it was from
awesome.
schoolwork to artwork. You know, I was doing some clearing out of the home, and you know, in that process of clearing out some of their old stuff and whatever, you know, I was finding all these stacks of papers with all these drawings, and I saw like my evolution going from stick figures to more realistic portraits to more anime. So in my senior year, technically, it was only two students in the AP art class, and they designed the AP art class just for me and my friend of mine in high school, Amos Modi. And you know, Miss Herbie was one of the most important teachers in my life at that time, really helping me find myself. It was one particular project that I got accepted for. NAACP has a almost an academic Olympics event every year called AXO.
Yeah.
My work got accepted for the national competition for painting. I signed up for writing and painting. I didn't get accepted. I got accepted for the local competition for writing, but I didn't make it past the next round. And you know, being at that event as a representative of the NAACP chapter in Buffalo, competing, you know, that helped in being able to display my work amongst all these up and coming, you know, bright future national and international artists within the artistic lens.
Yeah.
You know, that was a realization of tapping into his voice again, to that wisdom. And then fast forward into college, my sophomore year of college, I was frustrated. I was an art major, psychology minor, because I wanted to be an art therapist at one point. But I was frustrated because I wasn't sure if art therapy was something I wanted to do, or was continuing college was out of fear. So I would ask my professors, how do you develop a business around your art talents? And nobody could give me an answer. You know, my favorite rapper is Currency, and Currency got a song called Smiled on Me. So he's talking about his ancestors, how they bless him every day. You know, and there's a line in there, he says, from the sky come the line, then I pin it into rhymes. And so my process is, from the sky comes the idea, and then I translate it into the art.
Yeah.
So when we were talking, you were explaining Hue, all I heard was the beginning of Makings of Hue.
Yeah, that's all. We both heard it.
But then through that process of like hearing it, like I almost felt like I heard a DJ scratch.
Yeah.
And then I heard the Kanye West, Jay-Z, Pete Rock, The Joy. When Pete Rock sampled it, he sampled that song, and I heard the bass playing, and I was like, the Makings of Hue. So that's where that idea came. And you know, ever since that I met you, you know, when you couldn't work with me at the time when I reached out to you, I was well intended to, you know, I have a good discernment of feeling energy, and it just felt right to go in this direction, to connect with you and to give myself a shot to see, you know, where this can go. And you know, from the time that I met you at the show at the Irving Art Center to coming to your gallery, I was like, we are going to work together.
Yeah.
I don't even care what capacity, but we are going to make something happen.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing some stuff, y'all.
And we're going to do more.
We're gonna do some more stuff.
We have a purpose, Missy.
For sure.
Greater, and we have greater works within that purpose.
For sure.
You know, with the Makings of Hue, it's about the, you know, kind of decompressing from all the craziness of 2020 and 2021 and such the uncertainty, and to really introduce to the people different perspectives and the beauty of life through color, through the saturation and the contrast of colors, and no matter what the subject matter. And that's what we are bringing here with the show, The Makings of Hue. You know, we want to give people a chance to be able to enjoy the work, but also walk away and to learn something new, or learn a different perspective, and also enjoy that process of learning, within hopes that it enhances their lives personally, but also enhances their lives when they take the work home and put it on their wall spaces.
That's right. That's right.
There are multiple stories being told. It's almost, we have different worlds interacting as one, different possibilities, and we're dealing with almost, I won't say all, but a multiple experience of the human experience.
Yeah.
So one part of the wall, we're almost dealing with the relationship with self.
Yeah.
Another part of the wall, we're dealing with social and political commentary.
Yeah.
Then we get to historical commentary of our relationship as Black folks in relation to being in the country of the United States. And then we get to a big portion of the wall that I'm excited to share with the crowd that will be here, about self-empathy. I never say self-care.
Ooh.
I love studying etymology, the root of words, and when you look at the breakdown of care, it almost some of the meanings means to be burdened, to be sickly. Everybody's going to have a safe space to be able to relate to the artwork and to gain some type of almost, I won't say therapy, but almost a therapeutic or spiritual experience with each of the pieces, or each of the subject matters divided by the wall space. In the context of Makings of Hue, I wanted to communicate those different pieces to a degree consciously, but a lot of it was subconscious, as you'll see through some of my pieces of artwork, and as a part of my vision, my mission and vision statement as an artist, which is to use art as a tool of education and development in the lives of my collectors, students, and community. And I took that same vision, that mission statement, and I implemented it within the curational process. It's almost, I recognize the significance of that piece. I can feel Choke's spirit on that piece. And I really mean that. I can feel it. If you're in tune, you can feel that rhythm. And Pharaoh, in his own right, was an embodiment of rhythm itself when it came in the context of jazz. Throughout various, stories, mythological stories or spiritual stories, however you interpret, whatever your observation of it is, some commonalities between creation stories is there was chaos energy, and that chaos energy was transformed into order or life in a nutshell. And with Choke's work, and especially in context to the Pharaoh Sanders' work, she's almost taking the universal chaos energy and she's transforming it to order through how she arranges and aligns the colors. And it almost creates this auric field around Pharaoh.
Her work. Michaela, the painting behind you, wow. Dude.
She is going to be a force to be reckoned with within the art industry if you give her, as long as she stays dedicated and focused on tuning her own voice. When we were setting it up, I was telling Greg this. I was unconsciously, there's two pieces that he has that everybody's going to see. It's a portrait piece of former President Barack Obama, and another piece that he did of Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay. I was unconsciously moving the two pieces together around the gallery space. So when you do some of the research about Obama and who he's influenced by, one of the people he's influenced by is by Muhammad Ali. And when you kind of look at his strategies within debates, he has a Muhammad Ali approach. So explaining to Greg, when you looked at the 2012 debates against him and Romney, one particular debate when he had the blue tie on and it looked like he was losing, that was almost a representation of Ali on the ropes. He's taking the punches, but what you fail to realize as he's taking those punches, he's also talking crap to the opponent, whispering in his ear, "You're nothing. These punches is nothing." So I believe it was the second debate when he had the red tie on. that was the one that he won in a major way.
Yeah.
And that is the equivalent of Muhammad Ali throwing that 12 punch flurry combo, and 4 out of the 12 punches you don't see, but it's that last punch that knocks you out.
Yeah.
And so I was pulling those two together and then it hit me like, yeah, this is one of his people that he's influenced by. Let's keep these two together and hang them up together to be able to really recognize that and tell that story. Listen, I wanted to first say, it was a pleasure to be able to meet Zach yesterday. Funny, charismatic.
Yes, that's him.
Like he will, and even most importantly, a talented artist. I definitely look forward to seeing how he develops in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he needs that long. I peeked around the corner and I saw one of Zach's art pieces, and in my spirit, something just told me like that needs to be in the show. And then when you explain the meaning behind it, it was just double the confirmation. With Zach, the level of detail, the precision of him documenting the themes and the subject matter. It is something that you need to experience, and it can't just necessarily be articulated. But however, that is a gift within itself. And it's going to be, I'm very happy for him to be a part of the show. And I'm most extremely going to be happy for him for all the successes that he will accumulate as he moves down in his career.
Okay, this is the lightning round. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite food?
Favorite food? Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken. Okay, I got to take you someplace before you leave here. Favorite musician?
Favorite musician? You know what? Johnny Guitar Watson.
Oh my God. Favorite place you've ever traveled?
Favorite place I've ever traveled? Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Why?
My life changed. I never spoke to this a lot to you, but like my life changed. To a degree. Coming to Dallas. Coming off 2020, and taking that chance when you sent me the opportunity to, be in an exhibition with you. I saw the possibilities of where my career as an artist can go and what impact that I can make, and also how I can use these platforms to stay in alignment to my purpose as a creator.
Absolutely. If you have one single solitary thing that you can say to the entire universe of creatives to inspire them to be at their best from here forward, what would you tell them?
I would tell every creator is to ground yourself into your center. The center of what makes you unique, what makes you you, and to never deviate from that center, because once you deviate, then you're not in a position of power, you're in a position of weakness. It is within your center where you are able to create beautiful creations, and people can recognize your unique style and your unique voice within the loud horns in the art industry. And if you can stay and adhere to that, even when people are not liking your posts, even when people are maybe not buying your artwork at the volume you want them to buy it, or even when you may be getting looked over, if you can stay in tune and grounded in that, eventually your time is going to come, and over time in that process, be it a day, a month, or years, you will have the opportunities to create not only beautiful artworks, but also beautiful experiences that will be magnified beyond what you may have envisioned for yourself.
Absolutely.
Never lose sight of that.
Absolutely. Jalen Law, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.